Hello there, my name is Richard and I have another iPad case review for you, and this one is the Yoobao leather flip style case for the Apple iPad, and just received it today. It's a fairly new case on the market, and so let's take a look at it. So it comes in this white box, very similar to the box that the Apple case comes in. Shows you a picture of it there. Apparently it's available in two different colors. The color that you can see here, kind of like an orange color, or I guess maybe like a tan, and then also available in black, and they have a little color thing here where they show you which color it is. So this is the black one. On the back it shows you some pictures of the different way you can orient the case. Let's take it out. So it is made out of leather. It's kind of a shiny, it's got a slight shine to it, not too bad. It's got a really nice texture, heavy grain to it, different than some of the other cases that I've seen, more of a grain. Take the packing out of it here. It's a flip style case, and the real advantage to this case is that it's very, very similar to the Apple case. Design-wise, I mean, it's literally a copy of the Apple case except made out of leather as opposed to their rubber synthetic material. So let's jump right into the review, and we'll talk about some of the good points and some of the weaknesses that this case has. First thing to note is that it has a fold right here where you can fold the case back just like the Apple case design. On the inside, the interior is made out of, or it's covered in like a felt material. It is very soft, and it feels pretty good. Feels kind of similar to the Apple case, more of like that rubbery feeling, but it's like a felt material. And then you put your iPad in from the side here. It has 3 magnets that hold the cover closed. Has, you can see 3 little circles here. There's one right there, one there, and one there. And then on this side, the flap, it has, of course, the matching little circular magnets there. On the back, you have a little flap here, exactly the same style design as the Apple case. After this review is over, I'll be doing another review where I'll actually compare it to the Apple case side by side, and you can see what some of the differences are. But for this review, we'll do just this, the Yoobao case, or the Yoobao case. Not sure exactly how you pronounce it, but it has the logo embossed right there, Yoobao, kind of deeply embossed into the leather right there. It has white stitching. And let's go ahead and insert an iPad, and you can see how that fits. So we'll slide that right in there from the side. And there you go, it just sits right in there. One of the things to note, and one of the questions I saw in the forums, was whether or not this leather border here sits flat down onto the iPad. And I've noticed that it does stick up a little bit right here. I'll turn it towards the camera so you can see what I'm talking about there, right there. I think that'll settle down as you use the case and as it stays closed, because I was kind of working it with my finger and trying to get it to sit down. It seems to have gotten better since I started using it. It's also a little bit, there's a little bit sticking up right here, but not too bad. Well, otherwise it sits down pretty well. The only drawback to this case, without question, is the fact that this whole side here is just open. There's nothing, unlike the Apple case, there's no flap to tuck in that keeps the iPad from sliding out. So if we lift the case up and we start giving it a little bit of a shake, it'll slide right out. There are a lot of cases that are designed that way. I don't know why more manufacturers didn't take note from what Apple did and put a little flap in there. If they had done that, you would never have to worry about it sliding out. But at least when you go to close the case, it's not going to slide out, because the opening is where the spine is. So that's a good thing. Let's take a look at the different ports off to the side here. So we've got the speakers here. They're exposed. The dock connector in the middle, that's exposed. The corner is, you can see a little bit there, so you could get some scratches on your corner, but then it's pretty well covered all the way up to the volume control, which is exposed, and the orientation lock. And then you can see there's no leather along the sides till you get to the power switch, and then you get another flap there, and then you have the headphone jack and the microphone exposed. So all your ports are fully accessible from around the side of the case, which is nice. The material feels pretty good. The build feels pretty good considering the price. I paid $29.99 with free shipping from an eBay seller who has since sold out. So in the United States, this case is hard to come by at the moment, but if you're looking for one, I would suggest that you go to eBay and just do a search for Yoobao, and you may find that there are some other sellers that'll start carrying it. But I think right now, at the time of this recording, the only place that has them in stock is overseas. So you'd have to wait a week or two to get it in. So let's take a look at the way that the stand works, and it works exactly the same as the Apple case, where you flip the back around like that, and then you lift this little flap up right here and you tuck that in like that, and then you turn it over and you've got yourself a stand. If we look at it sideways, you can see that performs very well. One of the things I like about this design is you can put your hand in here and you can just lift it up, and it stays in the position so that you can use it for viewing on your lap or typing. It doesn't slip out. And just like the Apple case, you can also stand it up, and you'll see the first problem right there with the iPad sliding right out. And I just don't think it's going to work very well in that orientation because it doesn't stay. So I don't ever use it as a picture frame that way, so I'm not overly concerned with that problem. But it is the biggest deficiency, without question, of this case is the fact that there isn't anything holding the iPad here from sliding out. So if I do try to stand that up vertically, of course it just slides right out. Other thing to note is that it lays nice and flat. When you're putting it in this orientation, you can see that the spine folds up pretty tightly at an angle. You can see there's not a whole lot of play in the back, side to side, meaning this way, left to right, it stays pretty steady. So that's a good thing. So overall, I would say it's a very nice case, and I would recommend it, especially for the price. It's about the only options with the exact same style as the Apple case. So any other questions, you can shoot me an email or make a comment on this video on YouTube, and I'll respond with some answers to any questions that any of you may have. I would recommend it. I think it's a really nice case, with the one limitation being that the side is open here, which is a problem for a lot of cases. I think the Apple case is one of the only ones that I've seen that actually has a flap along this edge here that holds it in place. So look for some other videos with this case. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison with the Apple case, which I have one sitting right here, in the next video, and then I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison between this case and the Marware Echo View. So be on the lookout for those videos. I'll post links to those at the end of this one. So thank you. And this is Richard with another Apple iCase review.